Paycheck Blake, what's up? What it do? What it do? Um. Jared, what's up? What's going on? What's up, y'all? What's going on? All right, cool. What it do? What it do? What it do? Yari Smith, what's up? What's going on? Okay. All right. So I'm going to do a production lesson today, y'all. Going to do a production lesson, do a FL Studio lesson for 30 minutes about layering sounds. There you go. Boom. Pen. Right there. What it do? What it do? Grizzin, what's up? What's going on? I'm streaming on YouTube, y'all, too, today. So, sorry I'm on here late. I was supposed to get on here at like 12 o'clock today. I don't really know what happened. Sonya, what's up? What it do? What's going on? Let me see. What's up, Grizzin? What's going on? So I'm gonna do a little production lesson right now. So I want to help y'all like learn how to layer sounds the right way. Well, at least the way I do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm going to do for like 30 minutes, and then I'm gonna make some beats. What's up? What's up, YouTube? So y'all can hear me now. I'm pretty sure y'all can hear me now. So let me see. Boom. Chat me in touch. Chat. Live chat. Boom. Yeah. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to talk about how to layer sounds, y'all. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna get some people in here for a second. Appreciate the follow, Grizzin. Grizzin, where you from, man? I never seen you before, bro. Where you from? Oh, I see it. I see your profile. I say you from Seattle. Seattle songwriter entrepreneur. Okay, that's what's up, G. Yeah, I see that, man. Melody, what's up? What's going on, man? Mate, I'm about to do a production lesson on for y'all on YouTube. So if you're a producer and you want to learn how to structure and as far as like stacking your melodies, because a lot of times I hear a lot of people stacking their melodies and just it'll be sounding good. So I'm gonna help y'all out a little bit. You feel me? So anyways, the first thing I would say is I'm gonna get a chord, like a simple chord, on here. Let's see. Let me start with. Let me see. Let me see. Blue, what's up? What's going on? So we're gonna do a production lesson, man. Let me figure out what plugin I'm gonna use. I think I'm gonna use Triton. Triton. I'm pulling this up for y'all, and yeah, man. What it do, Dev? What's up? I'm gonna do a little lesson for 30 minutes. What time is it? It's let's see. It's 4:59. Let me start it at 5 o'clock. All right. So we got 60 more seconds. And I'm Grizz, and I'm about to follow. I followed you back already. But yeah, production lessons. So all the producers that want to learn how to, stack your chords and just stack melodies the right way, pull up, because I'm about to start in a minute. I got this Triton up. We're gonna start with that. But I'm on YouTube too. So yeah. Hey Deb, bro. I played that beat, sent it to a couple people, man. They was all rocking with it. You know sound design? Yeah, I do. Um, yeah, they was all rocking with it, man. I said to Sada too. So I know he gonna whenever he get to it, cause I think he moving around right now. But whenever he get back in the studio, that's one of the ones, bro. That beat, I had it on repeat, bro. I had it on repeat, man. I went to the farmers market earlier today, and I had it on repeat. Literally played that joint like 7 times, back to back to back to back to back, bro. That joint hard, for real, for real. Hold on real quick. Let me play it for the people, man. That joint going stupid. Hold on. Let me get it for y'all. Me and Devin did this joint yesterday. Young Dev. So freaking crazy. Where's it at? I think it's this one. Young Dev, put the drip on it. Share the live, y'all. This me and Dev, young Dev Jordan. Jahar. This shit was hitting in the car too. No, not right now, bro. Later. 8 p.m. is the music reviews. Not right now. But you can submit those. This is a hit, y'all. Y'all crazy, YouTube. I can't wait till you hear this song, bro. Yes, sir. John going dumb. Nah, for real, bro. John hit. Anyways, y'all. So that was me and Dev last night. This tough, bro. You worked with Cardi and Future. Yes, I did. I probably got like 5 songs with Cardi. Only like 2 of them just like were leaked though. It was one of them that was supposed to be on a whole lot of red, but they didn't put it on there. But it got leaked. It's called East Side, and the other one is called Go Get It Up, and then it's like some other ones that I haven't heard, but I know that someone told me about that he could record on more of them. But yeah, it's on Genius, bro. The girl Monty, what's up? So we're gonna do a production lesson, y'all. We're gonna do a production lesson, and Siley, I just followed you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you pull up, man. I'm on here Monday through Friday. You know, I'm usually on at 12 o'clock, but if I don't come here at 12 o'clock, I'm on here some other time. But I'm on here every day, bro. You know, appreciate the follow, man. So listen, y'all, we're gonna do a production lesson on how to properly stack sounds. I think that we need to do that. You feel me? Because I see a lot of producers, send their beats and stuff, and sometimes the sound stacking, maybe needs a little bit of work, and I want to help y'all with that. So I'm gonna try to come up with a good chord pattern. I'm gonna use this chord generator. If y'all don't know what this is, I'm gonna tell y'all something real quick. If y'all don't know what this is right here, I'm about to pull it up. Control Option P on Mac. I think it might be Command P on Windows. But listen, if y'all know what this is a chord progression generator on FL Studio, and this is something where you can come up with different chords. And the cool part about this chord generator thing, you can manipulate the chords. You can move them around. You can actually bring them up, bring them down before you even get to the piano roll. Yeah, man, I love it because especially when you're on TikTok and you're trying to, make beats for the people. A lot of times people be on TikTok, they're very impatient or whatever sometimes. So you want to pull up this, if you don't know how to play, I don't know how to play piano, but I do like play by ear. So I know how to play piano, but I only play by ear. I'm not like trained or anything. I use this too. This is another one. I'm gonna show y'all another one that you can do. You can use this right here. It's called Unison Chord Genie. This is a good one. They're not paying me to tell y'all this, but this is called Unison Chord Genie. I kind of stopped using this. I'm not gonna lie, I use both of them, but I kind of stopped using it when I found out that FL Studio had its own thing. But I still use it though. You know what I'm saying? I still use it though. Yeah, I play by ear. But anyways, so I'm gonna bring up this Triton, and then I'm gonna pull up the chord generator. You can have Option P, or I think it's Command P on Windows. I'm not sure. What's up, Clyde? What's going on? But you can bring in this chord generator, and it's gonna populate chords for you. So the cool part about it is like this is how the chords sound. So you can choose. The first thing is you bring it in, and when this screen is gonna pop up. And it's cool because you can actually type in a progression right here. I don't know if y'all can see that. I wish I can mark certain things. That'd be hard to like mark certain things on here. But it's on the bottom right here. I'm gonna type right here. Boom, boom, boom. Y'all see me typing right there? Y'all probably can see on YouTube. Y'all see me right there? Let me bring it a little bit closer so the YouTube people can see. All right. Oop. Okay. Bring it a little bit closer. I think that's better now. So this is the chord progression, y'all. And you can actually type progressions in here. You can type progressions. You can change rhythms on here. It says shuffle, push, pull, push, drag. You can do progressions right here. There's our progressions right here. But what I usually do is I come right here, I left click this, and I go to edit, and it will pull up each of the root notes and the scales on here, right? So if you don't know how to play piano, you should be trying to use this. You should try to learn how to play piano, but you should also be trying to learn how to use this. I would do both. But if you know how to play piano, then you don't need this. But if you do know how to play piano and you're using this chord progression, it's kind of like, it's kind of a win-win situation for real. But yeah, so the first thing I do when I come in here, I try to figure out, because y'all know me, like a lot of times when I'm on here making beats, I'm making beats around vocals. So that's how I lately have been getting a lot of my placements. Even songs that I got placed at haven't come out yet. I'll figure out the key of the original song, and then I'll match the key. So if the song the vocal that I'm using is in D or D sharp, I'll go to D, and then I'll go to D major, and they have all of these different scales that you can choose from that have different feelings. So, but the main one that I use, for rappers for real, is either melodic, natural, or this one down here, Farragon, I think, and Napoleon. I use that one too. But mainly I use this minor natural. So if the scale is in minor, and then you can just hit generate, and it's gonna generate a whole bunch of different sounds. So this is how it sounds with this sound I have in Triton with this D minor. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all. Right? It's a nice sound. It sounds cool. But the cool part about this is I can drag it over like that. I can manipulate the length of it. If I wanted to change this, I can go here and regenerate the chord. So basically, this will just change the scale to different ones that fit and still inside of this chord progression. So if I change the first one, and I can change the second one and so on, right? Another thing that I like is if you put your own, say I'm gonna discard this and I'm gonna put my own, right? So I'll make my own chord progression. Let's see. Make my own chord progression really fast. So if y'all don't know how to highlight, just hold command, boom. Okay, so let's make my own chord progression. Let's see. Gotta figure out which one is in key. Okay, let's use that one. Let's use that one. So say I wanted to use this chord progression right here, right? What I can do is I can go back into, so I've created my own, and I can go back into the generate chord progression, and then we'll choose the same pattern, but I can create different chord progressions and with this pattern, right? So I can either make my own here, or I can just manipulate it here. It's up to you. Um, FL auto key. You can use that. Let me see. So I'm gonna change the actual progression. So listen. So I can keep on generating different progressions. So listen. So I find the right one, and I can also double click it and it will choose different ones for me. So let's see. I'm gonna get the one we're gonna find the right feeling. Let's change this one. You like that? Okay. What about this one? Let's see. Just double click it. That's all you have to do. Nope, that's not the right one. Yeah. So say I like that one, right? It's the same pattern that I created, but I just generated new notes. Same pattern, new notes. That's what I like about this because you can create your own thing. And if you don't know scales and all that type of stuff, you can just go here, boom, generate, and it will pull it up for you, in the correct scale. That's what I do like about this. It's pretty cool. Um, Same thing if you used Unison Chord Genie. It does the same, pretty much the same thing. Okay. So, and today I'm talking about this because I'm talking about how to layer sounds. So that's really the lesson today, how to layer sounds. All right. So, um, yeah. So what's up, Zeus? So I like that, and I just bring this over here. So I'm hit Command B just to bring it over. Okay, y'all. So I like that sound. But if I want, obviously I'm gonna change it. So I'm gonna change this sound to something else that I feel like is a little bit better. So let's see. Let's figure out some sounds we could change it to. Okay. Okay. We can use this. We can use this sound, for example. Now, a lot of times, what I'm doing, like I said, the lesson today is layering. So, what I'm doing when I get a pad, that a lot of times that's the first thing I'm doing, or it's the second thing I'm doing. Like usually, I layer a pad with like a key, or I layer a pad with like a synth type of sound. But I normally like if I'm layering synths, I have to. It's really about texture for real. Okay, it's really about texture. How can I get the right feeling with these different synths? Because if a lot of synths are like raspy type of sounds, you know, um, chord progression. What people? Okay, should low key just keep the series to how to chord progression? A lot of people have issues with it. Okay, well, it's gonna be a mixture because I can do layering and keep the lesson about chord progression because I'm gonna bring different chord progressions in here. You know, high notes, low and low frequencies, high frequencies. You know, um, pads with strings, you can do that, but it's all about mixing too. So a lot of times, y'all may be stacking different chords together and it may not sound good because you didn't mix them and blend them in the correct way. Okay. So what this is, I started off with this pad, right? So the first thing I'm doing is I'm bringing this to the mixer track. So you can just hit Control L. You can hit Control L right here, or Command L on a Mac, and it's gonna pull into this mixer track, right? So before I change the volume, the first thing that he said, bro, AI makes better beats now. No, they do not, bro. What are you talking about? They're not making better beats than Metro Boomin. What are you talking about? Um, definitely not making better beats than Dr. Dre, Scott Storch. No, y'all need to do your research. Anyways, um, first thing, first thing is, you know, when I bring the sound into the mixer, I'm bringing the volume down a little bit. So I'm gonna bring the volume down a little bit. Okay, I like that sound, right? But I'm going to EQ it a little bit. So I'm gonna bring this EQ over here. And if you don't know how to get the effects into the mixer, you have to go over here to the side and then go to Fruity Parametric EQ. Okay. Um, and if y'all, as y'all can see, I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger on the screen. Let me move this out the way really fast. As you can see, most of the frequencies in this pad are coming from the low mids, the mid and the high mids, and then PRS and treble. So off top, I'm going to do that. I'm going to bring down, y'all hear the difference? I'm going to bring down the low frequencies. I'm going to show you before and after. This is how it sounded before and after. Bring down the low frequencies, and it makes it a little bit more cleaner. Second thing I'm going to do, and you might have to do this twice when you're bringing your second sound. Okay? So I'm going to bring in the high frequencies on this pad. That's usually what I'm doing on pads. I'm bringing the high frequencies. Okay? Bring it a little bit more. Right? And then whatever I do on the EQ, I'm usually gonna if I mess with the high frequencies on the EQ and I mess with the low mids on EQ, I'm either depending on the sound, I'm either gonna bring down the pad a little bit so it's not like screaming in my ear. You know what I'm saying? So that's that sound. That's now we have to figure out. Okay, that sounds cool, but I want to layer this sound. Okay, with another sound. So the second thing that I'm doing is I'm going to find either, hold on, y'all. I'm either going to find a key, a synth, or I normally don't like layer pads with leads, but I'm gonna find a key or a synth. That's usually the main things I'm going to do. So that first sound, that's Triton. I don't know if y'all ever used this before. But one of my people put me on to this. His name's Sheets. He was like, "Yo, you got to use Triton. It's your heart. Like classic records was made with this, you know." Okay, now let me bring my doc back in here so I can see y'all comments. Um, okay, now let me read before I go to this next layering. Let me see. So read that comment. Power string said I already said that. But what about like a lead? How do you get good MIDI on them after you have the pad? I'm gonna show you. Bro, AI makes me okay. We went through that. AI and better. Okay. Okay, yeah, still talking about AI. All right. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find either a synth sound or I'm gonna find a key sound. So let's run, and I'm gonna copy and paste this. And a lot of times when I'm layering sounds, this one might be high, and then I'm gonna put this second sound low. So let's see where it's at. See how it's very loud, so I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. Let me turn it down. So that's a synth sound. Sounds cool. But when I hear, a lot of times the high frequencies and this synth sound right here, it's kind of loud for me. So when I'm layering it with a pad, I'm just showing y'all how I do it, okay? When I'm layering it with a pad, the very first thing I'm doing with this type of synth, I'm gonna bring in an EQ, right? Like I said, once again, there's really no bass in this sound, so I'm gonna take this out. First thing I'm doing is I'm bringing this down, this high frequency down a little bit, because I want the pad sound to blend in with this a little bit better. So let me bring it down. Let me show y'all again, okay? You see how it sounds like kind of like static a little bit static. What I'm going to do, I'm gonna blend these two sounds in together so that y'all can see. All right. So here we go. We're gonna use Triton and we're gonna use the serum and we're gonna blend them together. Okay. First thing, I'm gonna bring this pad sound up a little bit, right? And I'm going to, matter of fact, what I'm going to do first is I'm gonna bring this 20 hertz in. I'm gonna knock some of this bass off, right? That's clean. Boom. Then I'm gonna bring in another one, and I'm gonna knock in on some of this high frequencies. Hope y'all paying attention. Knock down some of these high frequencies. Okay? And then I might bring another one in here. Might bring another one in here. Another 20 hertz. So how I'm getting to that, y'all, you go down to this drop down. You go to presets. You go to 20 hertz. And I might knock some of this off. I'm gonna drag it over to where I feel like it's a good point. All right. So I hope y'all saw what I just did. So what I did was the serum synth. I brought in an EQ. I cut off the low frequencies of the synth because a lot of the synths have like a raspy type of sound. So I cut it off using this low frequency right here. Then I brought some of the high frequencies down on here. And then I brought in another EQ. And this is how I do it. You know, you can really just use this one, just bring it down if you want. But I don't know why, but when I bring in a third one on here and I bring in this 20 hertz, it's a feeling that it gives me. It's like cleaner for some reason. And I don't get the same feeling when I just bring it down right here for some. I don't know, it's just me. Um, but I bring in a third one, same thing. Bring in the preset 20 hertz, and I just drag it over until I feel like it's a good space. Okay, so it's a raspier sound on the right hand side. So I'm gonna just drag it over. These are the high frequencies where I'm manipulating them. Okay. Now we're gonna play this with the pad sound. And now I'm gonna go to the pad. I'm gonna bring in a second one. This is the pad mix. I'm bringing the second one on the pad, 20 hertz. Let's take some of the high frequencies out of the pad real quick. There we go. There's no low frequencies over here, so I'm gonna drag this over. Right? Now we have two, we have one pad, and then we have one synth. Okay? This is how it sounded before. This is before. To show y'all this before. The before. And this is after. We're just taking some of the frequencies out. That's all we're doing. Okay? And we can bring up this pad a little bit more. Second thing I'm doing, if I want to bring in another pad, so I'm going to bring in a third pad, okay? Sorry, not third pad, a key. Let's bring in a key. So we can use, let's start with something basic. And I'm going to show y'all how to bring in a basic default plugin and make it sound like it's not a default plugin. Okay? So I'm going to structure it. I'm going to bring in, and I'm going to try to copy, okay? Paste it right here. And let's see. Very loud. Very loud. But let's see which one I'm going to use though, okay? So a lot of times when I'm using a pad, a synth, I'm going to the Rhodes. I don't know, Rhodes just give it a different type of feeling. So this is the Rhodes, y'all. Right? But I'm gonna bring it down. It's a little bit loud. So I'm bring it down. First thing I'm doing when I'm bringing my sound to the mixer, I'm just leveling it out a little bit, right? As y'all can see, the levels, pay attention to the levels. Let me change this. The levels are kind of the same, right? So what am I going to do to this key? Okay. What I'm going to do is, are you going to talk about splitting stereo to create space while layering? No, I'm not. This is just basic layering. This is a basic layering lesson. So this is for people who don't know how to layer for real. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this, and a lot of times I'm not splitting the stereo. I'm not doing none of that. In order, if you want to create space while layering, I'm gonna show you how to do it with this little effect. I'm gonna show you. Okay, it's really about the effects you put on your sounds. Okay, but right now we have the third layer is the key. Okay. All right. So this sound, and I'm gonna bring in another EQ. I'm turning down the bass on this EQ. Low frequencies. And I'm gonna turn down the mids too a little bit. Okay? Turn down a little bit more. And I want the punchiness of that key to push through. So I'm gonna bring in this 5 and the 6, which is the mid and the high mid. I'm gonna bring this punchiness in. The clicking type of sound in the key, basically. And then I'm gonna bring in another EQ. Preset, the 20 hertz. Boom. And I'm gonna drag it over. And we chop it up. Like what homie on YouTube. And we chop it up. You know what I'm talking about? Right? I'm gonna drag it over the high frequencies. So if you didn't see what I just did, hold on, go back for you. I brought in the second EQ. Same thing I did with all the other sounds. Down here, preset, 20 hertz. And I'm gonna drag it over. About right there, it's where the mid and the high mids are, right? And I bring that left over a little bit. Right? It's about there. Okay? And yeah, the chopped cheese, yeah. And then I'm gonna put in this little effect that I use a lot. It's called a hyper chorus. Okay. If you have FL Studio, you have hyper chorus. It gives it like a watery like type of effect. Okay. This is just one cheat code. I use a lot of different plugins to make it sound like water. But this is just one cheat code. And I usually put this on pianos, synths, pads. Not necessarily pads. Pads usually have that watery type of sound, but usually pianos and synths I put this on. All right, it's called Hyperchorus. Very nice plugin. You know, has a lot of different presets on here. But you're gonna see me use this a lot if you pay attention to me making beats, right? Okay, so boom. This is just the basic setting. Okay, so they have different settings on here. So let's see. Let's move through some of them. Sandy crust, top shell. This one has like a phaser in it. Okay, we can use this one. So we're gonna manipulate the move rate. Okay, and bring that down. The feedback on the effect and bring that down a little bit too. Second thing I'm going to do is I'm sometimes a lot of times y'all when you put effects on your plugin, appreciate the follow. When you put effects on your plugins, y'all, you might have to go back into the EQ and then bring some things down, bring some things up. So it's like you affect one thing, it affects another basically. So you don't just leave it like that. So I'm gonna bring down the mids a little bit to where it's more level. See how it's not screaming now? Now it's chill. Okay? Second thing I'm going to do, Slick Wish, what's up? Let me take a break. So I just want to share something with y'all, all the producers that's learning something from this lesson. After this lesson, if you want more extensive lessons on just everything you need to know as a producer, you need to join and purchase the Producer Committee online production course. You know, you need to just definitely check that out. I'm gonna actually start having a link when I'm doing these lessons of the course in the on screen. Okay. As you see, you said want to learn more about making beats, DM me for the link, right? So, definitely can show you personally how to make beats. I have a full online course. So back to the lesson. So FL keys. I might bring in, let's see what else I can bring on here. When I'm using this hyper chorus, I usually will bring in this vintage chorus on top of the hyper chorus. And I just mess with the mix a little bit, right? And I might turn the feedback up a little bit. Now let's see what it sounds like with the Triton and the Serum. Told y'all, when you bring other sounds, you have to level some things out too. So, so it's playing nicely through those frequencies. Like the main thing you should be worried about when you're layering sounds is how can I get this sound to cut through this frequency, and how can I get this sound to cut through that frequency. It's all about trying to get to cut through a certain frequency, even with your 808s, because it's not just your keys and your pads and your synths. It's about your 808s. It's about your snares. It's about your whole objective as a producer is putting sounds together and trying to figure out what sounds will complement the next sound. That way, when the artist hears it, it's like, okay, does this sound complement this artist's voice? Because the artist's voice is the last sound. You understand? First FL producer I've seen where every channel was clipping. Oh, wasn't clipping. Yeah, so yeah, because nothing clipping on here. Um, okay. So next thing is I want to figure out that not a lot of times what I'm doing with this is I'm going to figure out, okay, what's a good bass line that will layer with this one. So I'm gonna go to Dune. Dune is a dope plugin for like synths too, like in basses and stuff. But I'm gonna go to this. I'm gonna go to this plugin down here. Sorry, this preset down here. Not that one. This one. And I'm gonna try to figure out a good bass line for this. Let's see. Let's add a key. So I'm gonna go. That's good, but I can bring it down lower. Let's see. A lot of times when I'm, doing my bass, I'm following what the notes are doing. That's all I'm doing. I'm just following what the notes are doing, what the first note is doing. That's what I'm doing. I don't really use my ghost notes. That's a new thing. I don't use the ghost notes. That's a FL Studio just added that like kind of like recently. So I don't really use ghost notes. I never did. See how everything's blended in it? Good. So we're gonna add another sound. We're gonna add another sound. So we're gonna go. Let's see what we can use. Can't forget about this, y'all. Another thing that I do when I'm layering these type of sounds, I'll bring in a pluck. Plucks are really good. If you're trying to figure out a sound to layer with, like a synth or a pad, plucks are really good. Um, how do you go about layering without it being full? Like when to know when it's too many sounds. Um, I usually like I don't really go past like when I'm layering, I don't really go past three sounds. I think that's a good tip. Go like I wouldn't go past three sounds when you're layering. Um, you know, because it starts to sound a little bit muddy, like too muddy, and it doesn't leave a lot of room for the low frequencies. So you want to have enough room for your bass. Okay, you want to have enough room for your 808, like super important. Matt, appreciate the follow. Echo producer, what's up? Yeah, you want to have enough room for your bass because if you have too many sounds, y'all notice how sometimes your 808 is just like it's not pushing through all of those frequencies. It's harder for the 808 to push through. So you either have to figure out the right 808, figure out the right frequency. You have to figure out the type of texture of the 808. Like all that stuff matters, y'all. Like it's almost like you're baking a cake. Like when do you know when it's too many ingredients? When do you know when it's too much salt? When do you know it's too much pepper? Or you're not? Nah, that's I said cake, and I'm talking about salt and pepper. When do you know it's too much basic baking soda? When do you know it's too much sugar? Because it's too sweet, right? So it's kind of like the same thing with producing. You know when it's too many because when you put a vocal over it, it's not allowing the vocal to push through. Because don't ever stop thinking about the artist when you're making beats. I'm always thinking about the artist when I'm making beats. I'm never just making beats just to make beats. I'm thinking about the artist and who I'm gonna get this to, like what they gonna say to it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's about the vocals. So like that's why I always urge like the producers that's trying to learn, start off with obviously learning the basics. Go get my course and start using vocals over your beats so you can know how they would sound. Because the vocal using a vocal while you're creating around it, it will show you if there's too many sounds. It will show you the type of if you're layering sounds with a vocal, it will show you if it's gonna work or not. Um, and then it just creates the whole vibe, you know what I'm saying, of your beat, like okay, this is enough sounds for right now, so it's a couple of different ways to know. um but we're gonna bring in a pluck, so that's what I was telling y'all. I feel like I can't put drums, hats, and 808s without knowing who is going to be on the track. um yeah, but it depends on who you're working with for real. How many people are you working with? I feel like if you don't have any placements yet, I would just make the beats because I just recently started doing that, y'all. Like I recently started, using the vocals like 2 years ago. I've been producing for 10 years. So within the last 2 years, that's when I started creating the beat around the vocal. So I had when I did that song with Cardi, I didn't use his vocal. I just made the beat. So it just comes over time. Like for me, it's more of like where I'm at right now in my life is more of just like understanding how their voice would sound on my beat, and understanding how to get different bounces. Exactly. That's just learning different bounces. Exactly. Yeah. So it's about how do I get a different bounce with this artist's voice because everybody's different. Like I might bring in a certain bounce, on I don't know, let's say Young Thug voice or something, right? And then I put that same bounce if Tyler was rapping, if he raps, I don't know, but if Tyler's rapping, it doesn't work for his voice. It doesn't work for his flow. So you got to figure out which sounds work for this artist's flow when you're doing, creating the custom around the artist's voice. But you don't need to do it. It's not like a need. I just do it so I can hear how it sounds after the fact. That way, when I send it to them, I already know this shit gonna be hard because I already heard their voice on it already. Um, so yeah, so let me put this Dune in the mixer real quick, okay? And we're gonna find this is the last sound we're gonna find. We're gonna find a pluck, okay, y'all. We're gonna find a good pluck sound. Hopefully, y'all liking this lesson. I'm gonna find a good pluck sound. Let's see. And you might have to look for a while. You might have to look for a while to find a good pluck sound. So let's see. Pluck. It sounds like key to me. It doesn't sound like a pluck for real. No problem, bro. Let's find a pluck sound. I think I heard one already. But we're gonna see. That sounds cool. And over time, y'all start to see, y'all will actually start to hear a sound and know in your soul what frequency needs to be turned down and what frequency needs to be turned up because you are a frequency in yourself. Like humans vibrate at a certain frequency, y'all. I don't know if y'all know that, but it's certain frequencies that make us feel different type of ways, make us feel happy, make us feel sad, make us feel, emotional, make us feel mad, make us feel like we want to just go, you know, you know, uh, commit some robberies or something for real. Like it make you feel, it make you just feel like angry, like you know what I'm saying. Like certain frequencies control your body and your soul. Um, so I didn't need the melody this hard. Okay, I appreciate it, bro. Um, but yeah, man, certain frequencies make you feel some different ways. That's why, you might listen to a song, you feel like fighting. That's why you might listen to a song, you feel angry. That's why you listen to a song and make you think about your love, your lost, your lost, loved ones. Make you think about the past because music is spiritual and music makes you, you vibe different frequencies or whatever, right? So this frequency, I would say, would be happy for real. So I can actually change. This is FYI. If you go to the master pitch right here, and I wanted to type in a value right here, I can change this to 432 hertz, right? I've been making a lot of my beats in 432. They give you more of like a happy, good feeling. So I just changed the hertz. I don't know if y'all caught it, but the feeling of it, you can't necessarily hear the sound change. Wait, how do you do that again? Okay, so I'm gonna reset it. So right here, the master pitch. Y'all see my I'm gonna double click it. Y'all see me clicking right here? This is called the master pitch, so I can bring it up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. This will change the actual hertz of the beat, the song, whatever. I'm gonna show y'all. Let me show y'all a video real quick. Let me show y'all a video. Let me show y'all a video real quick. Very fast. Not doesn't take long. Let's see.
How do you make a rump shaker? How do you make Remember the Time? How do these records come about to where you're like, never?
Oh, shoot.
How do you make a rump shaker? How do you make Remember the Time? How do these records come about to where you're like, oh, I know this is gonna go?
That's one thing I never know is what's gonna go and what's not gonna go. So I'll never put myself out there. I never ever say like this is a smash or this is a hit. I'll say this is a good record. I kind of sidebar dreams, like dream of like people dancing to these songs or what they do.
Pay attention, y'all. Listen.
Listen,
y'all.
Shaker, in all of these songs, it's frequency. It's really frequency. It's really important about the key you put it in. And it's really no special key. It's just what feels great frequency wise. Sine, you take a sine, you could put it to a song with the frequency 432. You know, everybody's in 441, but you could take a sine of 432 and put it really quiet in a song.
Right.
Because 432 makes life comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I would take frequencies, and you can listen online. There's frequencies to stop you from smoking.
Yep.
Frequencies to make you cry, make you happy. So most of my frequencies are happy frequencies.
So that's the master. That's what I'm saying. That's the blueprint tool, really, is the frequency, because you're going into these records saying, I know how to disrupt. I know how to
corrupt. You could corrupt music, man, and make people go out and just beat each other up like the drip.
Right. So lately, I've been putting my master pitch at 432. So how do you do that? That's Teddy Riley. Y'all should know who Teddy Riley is if you do music. But listen. So I'll go right here. Oh shoot. Sorry. So lately, I've been putting my master pitch at 432. You know. So y'all can hear me now. Yeah, I've been putting my pitch at 430. That's Teddy Riley, y'all. Y'all should know who Teddy Riley is if y'all know who that is. Okay. Um, my mic is loud. Is it good now? It's good. It's good. It's good. Okay, testing, testing, testing. We good? All right, just making sure we good, y'all. Okay, Zeke, what's up? That's what I was saying. Master pitch. Master pitch, master pitch, master pitch. That's what it's called. If y'all see me, I'm moving the dial right here. Y'all see me on the screen, the top left corner, top left, top left. Y'all see me moving it? That's the master pitch. So what Teddy Riley was saying was that he's made all of his hits in the the hertz of 432 hertz. Okay. So that's what I've been doing. I took notes, I did my research, and I was like, wow, like that's actually facts because different hertz make you feel different type of ways. And I want to make people feel good. So I'm bringing it right here and I'm setting it to, let's say you can type in the value. So I'm setting it to 432. It says master pitch hertz. HZ is for hertz. So I'm putting that 432. And this is what it sounds like at 432. It's not something you're going to actually hear. It's something you're going to feel. I don't know how to do it in MANLab. Okay. So I've been leaving it there. Okay. Let me show y'all again so y'all probably didn't see. All right. So listen. Right next to its main volume is something called master pitch. It's right here. Okay. So you go right here and then you type in the value 432. Okay. Boom. And now it's changed to 432 hertz for the whole beat. Change the frequency of the whole beat. Okay. It's not notes, it's frequency. All right, it's different. Okay. So this is how it sounds. I hope y'all caught that. It's right here in the top right hand corner. Top left hand corner, sorry. I'm on FL 25, but it's on every FL. Master pitch is on every FL, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so now I'm gonna mess with this pluck sound. I'm gonna mess with this pluck sound real quick. So this pluck sound is at 432 hertz, okay? So I'm gonna bring this down, and I like the actual clicking of the pluck. So I'm going to go right here, boom, 20 hertz, and I'm going to just slide this over as I'm playing it. Sorry. So there's a little bit of low frequency, but I'm slide it over. I'm not gonna take too much of the high frequencies out. I just want a little bit, like a little taste, where it's pushing through. Okay. And then I'm gonna get another parametric EQ, and I'm gonna drag this down. Appreciate the like, Eric. Drag it down right here. Okay. And then I bring up the high frequencies. So I brought one parametric EQ at 20 hertz, preset 20 hertz. And then I brought another one, and I'm just gonna manually do it myself, and I'm just bring up some of the highs, okay? And now I'm gonna bring in all the other sound. Let's see. I'm bringing this key down a little bit. Let's see. I'm gonna bring it all the way down, and I'm gonna bring it up until I feel like it's the right level. There we go. Okay. Another thing that I do when I'm layering sounds, so y'all see each one of these sounds, right? I might pick, that's one sound. So I might pick a sound in these, a note in these, and I'm gonna go follow those notes with just one sound. So let me show y'all. So I'm gonna go here to Triton, and I'm going to bring down, I'm going to find a bell sound, okay? So let's find a bell sound, y'all. Let's find a bell sound. Boom. Okay. Let's see. Let's try that one. Okay. So let's play it. And I'm going to follow these notes. I'm just following the notes. I guess these are the ghosts. And I don't do too much. Now, just copy and paste. Very simple. Just to give it a little bit more umph. Yeah, these are ghost notes. There we go. Now let's bring in this bell sound into the mixer. Okay? Now it's in the mixer. Bring another parametric EQ up. Bring up the high frequencies, of course. Turning down the low frequencies. Me cutting off the low frequencies is just making the bell sound a little bit more cleaner. You don't have to if you don't want to. Gravity, what's up? We're wrapping up the production lesson, bro. Bring in this 20 hertz, same thing. It's just how I do it, y'all. I'm gonna bring down the sound a little bit. Yeah, you did. But it's gonna be on YouTube. I'm streaming from YouTube right now. That's what I wanted to tell y'all. I'm streaming from YouTube right now, as you can see right there. But that way, if y'all missed the lesson, it'll be on there for y'all to check out. Because a lot of people are saying, "Hey, is it gonna be on there after you go off?" So yes, it will be on YouTube. This is the first day officially of me streaming on YouTube. Okay. So yeah. So now you have a full sound. It just brings down. There you go. And if I want to get fancy with it, let's get fancy with it, y'all. Hold on, let's get fancy with it. Bring in Effectrix. Let's bring in Effectrix on this bell sound, okay? Let's see. Put this phaser on here. Oh, I put it on the wrong thing. Sorry. Hold on. Put it on the wrong thing. Hold on. Bring this effectrix up. Here we go. Get fancy with it. Bring this plugin on here. I put this phaser on here. There we go. A little bit of delay. Maybe a filter on here. Know what I'm saying? Appreciate the Rose. Appreciate the Gigi. Appreciate you. There we go. And now you have a full melody, full loop. And now I can just bring it right here. Now I can just bring this melody right here. Boom, boom. Right here. Just very simple melody, y'all. You know, all I did is the same sound. I just layered them and found the right sounds and I found the right frequency to make them all blend together well. Okay? So now I can make a loop. Boom. Sorry. Didn't mean to do that. Now I can make a loop and I can send it out to whoever. Boom. Boom. Take this one right here. Take this one right here. Right here. Right here. Right there. Now I got a whole loop that I can just download. There you go. Now you got a loop. Okay? So there you go, y'all. That's how you layer sounds. Okay? That's how you layer sound, y'all. So, you know, any producers want to learn more, right? I'm gonna bring you over here to my production course. Any producers can learn. You know, this is something where I feel like it's a great tool to have. Let me bring, hold on, my bad, can't see. I think this is a great tool to have as a producer because you can always refer back to it, you know, and learn a lot for real. Because I'm teaching intro, I'm teaching drums, melody, structure, you know, sound selection, effects, a lot, y'all, you know. And then the good part about it is once you purchase the course, I'm gonna give you my contact and you can hit me up whenever you want. Any you have any questions, you know, I'm doing Zoom calls now with the producers. The first producer committee Zoom call will be on Saturday, actually this Saturday. And I'm gonna be on Zoom with the producers that I've been working with, you know, that purchased the course. And you know, you ask any question you want. You got a question about layering. You got a question about frequency. You got a question about how to make your 808s hit better. Now you purchased the course. Now we locked in, and now I can actually help you along the way. I can help you along the way of you becoming a producer, and not just that. If you start getting nice with it, you start selling beats. You start meeting with artists. You start meeting with labels. You know, because you're working with an artist, and the artist is blowing up. You got a question. Need a contact in the music industry that you have a question. You can ask me. I work with major artists. You have to go to my Genius and see who I worked with. You feel me? Like you can ask me, and I'm gonna just help you along the way. So it's not just about the course and that's it. You know, I'm really trying to build a community. Another thing, y'all can go over here to the Discord real quick. Let me, this is my Discord right here. I'm going to share this real quick to everybody so you can join the Discord. I'm going to start promoting my Discord every day. There you go. Pen. There's my Discord. Y'all can just follow the Discord. I'm gonna start. You could send whatever. You know, you got beats, you got questions, whatever. That's the cool part too. So anybody can join the Discord. But as far as Zoom calls, those will be private for anybody that purchase the course. Zoom calls where I'm personally helping you grow, that only comes with when you purchase the course. So if anybody wanted to purchase the course, it's 950. You know, two ways to pay. You can pay on the site itself, or you can pay through Pay Later. Pay Later through Affirm, Klarna, Afterpay, um, and Zip too. Now, and it allows you to put down a small amount, and it will create a payment plan with you. So they'll lend you the money to purchase the course, and you just do a payment plan with them. You just have to have a decent credit. But if you don't, if you do it that way, if you pay later, I'll have to send you a separate payment link. And then the cool part about it is you won't have to wait. Oh, I gotta wait 3 months till I get paid. You can just start the payment plan, and I'll send you the full course. So you'll have it, and it'll be yours forever. And then you have my contact, and then you'll be invited to the Zoom calls, and that's it, man. So yeah, I appreciate everybody. Enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? I just sent my Discord in there. Make sure y'all follow the Discord. And yeah, man, I appreciate everybody. So if anybody wants to get the link to the course, DM me right now. If you want to purchase the course, DM me, and we can get it cracking. Um, but yeah, another thing. Let me see. You know what I'm gonna do? This loop that I just made, I'm gonna put this in here, and then I'm gonna let the producers produce to this loop on Discord. So I'm gonna just throw the loop in there for y'all. This is the loop y'all have. And then boom, you just have, you can use a Samba Beatz loop, boom, in the Discord. There you go for the freezies. I sure love y'all. Hold on, let me bring this right here and put my tag on there real quick. Boom. There we go. Tag at the end right here. Bow. I'm gonna throw this loop in the Discord. The loop is going to be called I don't know, Discord loop. Discord loop on the Beatz TikTok. And y'all can produce to the loop. And I would love to hear what y'all do to this. I would love to hear what y'all do to this. So BPM is 140. Bow. Save. I'm gonna download this and I'm gonna throw this right into the Discord for y'all. Okay. Let's see. Beats. There we go. Wow. Locked in. I'm gonna play this beat that again that me and Devin made. It's just so hard, bro. I played this beat like 7 times, bro. It's just crazy. Where is it at? Take away. Okay, my bad.